A lot of supporters came out, and I want to speak directly to them. Thank you for stepping up. Young people in their first political rally, active volunteers who've been going door to door, some seniors, maybe some who'd met my dad years ago and wanted to share that with me. There are political rallies like this across the country with all parties almost every evening. It's an important part of our politics in this country. Unfortunately, tonight we had to cancel because going ahead with the event would have put those people at risk. Over the past year and a half, we've done a lot of things virtually to keep each other safe, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I want to share with those volunteers who came out tonight, Liberals watching now from across the country, the message that I wanted to give to those volunteers and supporters and to anyone who disagreed with me. Ce soir, on avait un événement planifié où on allait rassembler
we were going to bring together supporters to talk a little bit about how we would advance in Dufferin-Caledon with several candidates and support these candidates. Supporters came from different parts of Toronto to get involved and take part in a political rally. Some young, some less young. But we had to cancel this evening because we couldn't guarantee their safety. But over the past year and a half, we've done a lot of virtual events in order to keep each other safe, and that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. Because I promise you that I don't want to stop talking to Canadians about the choice we need to make, the opportunities we have to build a better country together.
Because I'm not going to stop talking to Canadians, with Canadians, about the future we can and should be building together in this really important time. We're deciding in these coming months, not just how we end this pandemic, but how we build a better future together. How we move forward. And it's especially important because of the past year and a half that we had. It has been difficult, but where we've been there for each other. Every day, when I walked out of my house and stood in front of the door and talked about PPE, talked about vaccines, talked about borders, talked about all the things we were doing across the country to be there for each other, I kept thinking about Canadians who stepped up, kids who were doing their homework by the kitchen table and doing more dishes and skipping birthdays in school, parents trying to support their kids, trying to be there for their elderly parents themselves, frontline health workers putting in incredibly long shifts, truck drivers, grocery store clerks there for us, keeping us safe even as we hunkered down. Canadians were there for each other during a really difficult time. We all had a difficult year. And those folks out protesting, they had a difficult year too. And I know and I hear the anger, the frustration, perhaps the fear. And I hear that. And I know we have to work even harder to be there for each other, to support each other. And we need to meet that anger with compassion. Because that's who we are as Canadians. We've been through a crisis. We're continuing to go through a crisis. We need to listen to each other and lean on each other and look to make the future brighter and more hopeful for everyone. Parce qu'on est dans un moment.
Because we're in a time where the country is changing, the world is changing. Whether it's the climate change, the climate crisis, economic challenges, intolerance, systemic discrimination, conflicts throughout the world. There's a lot of reasons to be worried for the future and the future of our children, our jobs, our careers. But who we are as Canadians means we're there for each other. And in this so important time, which will decide the years to come, not just the months coming, that the government will choose how we will rebuild better. It won't be done next year or in 2 years. It'll be in the months to come, how we will come out of this pandemic. This is why the choice we're facing is so important.
What kind of future we want for ourselves, for our kids, for our neighbors? Do we choose better childcare? Do we choose to get through this pandemic by trusting our doctors and by trusting science? Do we invest in stronger communities? Do we continue the fight against climate change, knowing that that's how we create good jobs? These are big choices that Canadians, all of Canadians, need to grapple with. And we need to hear the concerns and the fears and the disagreements that Canadians have by listening to each other. But we also need to choose. And I know I'm ready. I'm ready for everything I know we're going to be able to accomplish together. I'm ready for even more hard work, but I'm ready for hope, too. I'm ready to do big things with an incredible country of people who stepped up during the most difficult time in living memory and showed what it is to be there for one another. And that's why I'm continuing to be so excited about connecting with Canadians over the coming weeks to talk about the future we're going to build as we move forward for everyone.